Hi everyone, it's Jess, aka Colouring Bumblebee, and I'm back today with another video for you. Today I'm going to be participating in the Faves 2024 colouring tag, 25 Quirky Questions. This is hosted by, or created I should say, by Wendy from Jazzy Doodle Designs here on YouTube and Instagram. I was tagged by the lovely Karen from My Colourful Country Life, as well as Jody from JI Colorist here on YouTube. It's taken me a few weeks to record this video, but I thought I would give it a go. The people I am tagging for this are the lovely Zoe from Addicted to Colouring, Amie from Amie Ward Art, and Jordy from Jordy Colours. I'd love to see you three participate in this tag, but I also want to do an open tag to anyone who would like to also join in this tag. Tag me, and I'd love to see what you create, so consider this as me tagging you all if you would like to also participate. Make sure you also tag Wendy at Jazzy Doodle Designs so she can see your lovely videos, and I will talk about the page that I'm colouring. So I decided to colour this page from Small Victories by Johanna Basford. I coloured the mini trucks last month and I really like the colour palette. I used this colour palette from the Colour Cube by Sarah Renee Clark. It is colour palette 388, and I thought I would transfer the colours across to this butterfly and it would be a nice simple page to colour. I did do a rough mock-up on my iPad using Procreate. I did that for the opposite page to help me have a better idea of the sort of placement of colours. So it would mean that the page would be quick and easy to colour, hopefully. I will show that on screen now to give you an idea of what this page might look like and how I mocked it up. The pencils I'm using for this are mostly Arteza. For this teal colour, I've got Shamrock Green and Ocean Blue. For the pale blue, I've got Powder Blue and Caribbean Sea. These are my two Prismacolor pencils, as there weren't any pale enough blues I liked in the Arteza. For the pink, I've got Flamingo Pink and Plum Purple. For the yellowy orange, I've got Yellow Ochre and Pumpkin Orange. And for the green, I've got Parakeet Green and Emerald Green. I will have all the pencils and their names and numbers listed in the description below if you would like to also use the same colour palette as I do. I'm going to pause the video now and get it set up for my colour along. I will try and colour the whole thing whilst I answer the questions. I'm going to do that using a voiceover. As it is my first time colouring a page, I don't want to also be thinking about answering the questions. I'm not sure how much I'll get done. So I'm going to film me colouring this first and then add the questions over the top as a voiceover later. So I'm going to pause and I will be right back with you with the colouring.
So I want to start off this voiceover by just apologising for the amount of times my hand gets in the way of the framing of my colouring here. Sometimes you can't quite see what's going on. It's a learning process. It's the first time I've coloured something on camera, so I'm just glad that my head didn't poke in front of the frame, because I have a tendency to colour with my head very close to the page, so I was worried that my head would pop in and out every now and then, but luckily it didn't. Anyway, moving straight into the questions. Question number 1. What is your 2 favourite Prismacolor colours? Not necessarily to colour with, but in general. My absolute favourite colour from the Prismacolor set is definitely Amethyst, which is one of the new colours that was recently replaced. I think it replaced Lilac. And yeah, a pale, cool toned purple is my favourite colour just in general. And then my second favourite would probably be Sap Green Light. I just love the sort of muted light toned greens. I like light colours. I also really like the sort of like aquamarine section and the blue slate, powder blue, Caribbean Sea. I enjoy those colours as well. But Amethyst and Sap Green Light are my 2 favourites. Question 2. What is your favourite naughty snack? you know, the one that is unhealthy but tastes so good. I am a bit of a big snacker, I won't lie. My sweet of choice would be sour Skittles. Those are my absolute favourite. I love anything sour flavoured. Sour Skittles, like Haribo Tang Fastics, I also love. In terms of chocolates, my all-time favourite chocolate is the Lindor Balls by Lindt. I don't know if you have them in other countries, but they're a sort of chocolate truffle with a hard chocolate on the outside of this sphere, and then inside there's sort of not liquidy but like softer, like, it's hard to explain. If you know, you know. Those are my favourites chocolates, specifically the salted caramel ones. I love anything salted caramel. I also really enjoy crisps. My favourite being like a posh salted salt and vinegar, when it has like a, you know, the really strong salt and vinegar flavoured crisps. Those are my favourite, and I often will get that to snack on in the afternoon. Question 3. What is your favourite pastime outside of colouring? Well, colouring definitely takes up a lot of my free time and my hobby time. It is my passion. But before I coloured, I really enjoyed journaling. I used to bullet journal before I coloured, and that was my sort of artistic outlet. I'm definitely an artistic person, and I've always been drawn to artistic things. My issue was I wasn't a very good drawer, but that made colouring perfect for me. So I was sort of having the same sort of joy and pleasure of finishing a page, but not necessarily drawing it yourself. So I used to really enjoy journaling, and it's something I'd like to get back into, but I sort of use that with my colouring journal now. I like to plan that and add lots of washi tape and stickers and fun things to that. And other than that, I would say video games is my other favourite hobby. I enjoy playing The Sims, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, Legend of Zelda. I have a Nintendo Switch, which I occasionally play now, but I go through phases of being obsessed with a game, playing it non-stop for days on end, and then putting it down and not picking it up for months on end. So that is my favourite hobby outside of colouring. Question 4. What is my favourite Disney character? My all-time favourite Disney character has to be Donald Duck. I love him. He's so sassy. He's my favourite classic character. My favourite Disney princess is Rapunzel from Tangled. I just think she's so adorable. I love the purple colour scheme of her dress. A lot of people don't like her dress, but I love it. I like how it's a bit simpler, and I like the shade of purple that she has and the long hair. Just the aesthetics of it really appeals to me. Question 5. What is my favourite season of the year and something you do only during that season? My favourite season is probably spring, specifically late spring when it starts to actually warm up. I hate the winter, I hate the cold, I hate dark nights. I love it when the clocks go forward and the evenings start to become a bit brighter. That is my favourite time of year. I'm not a big fan of the cold, but I also don't like the extreme hot. There isn't necessarily anything that I do only during that season. I really do love spring colouring. I like a spring pastel colour palette, as you might have noticed from my colouring. But yeah, nothing in particular that I only do during that season. What is my favourite drink? Alcohol, no alcohol, special or daily, you choose. My favourite alcoholic drink would... On a weekend, I usually have like a fruity cider. I like Old Moot, the cherries and berries. I like the pineapple and strawberry flavour. Yeah, I like a fruity cider, and sort of more of a spirit of choice would be, I love a gin and tonic. I do like a gin and tonic. Non-alcoholic drinks, I like J2Os. That's my drink of choice when I go out and I don't want an alcoholic drink. specifically the apple and mango. That's my favourite. And at home, I do enjoy drinking iced coffees at work. My go-to coffee order at work is a iced salted caramel oat latte. I only just started recently drinking coffee and I have become quite obsessed with it now. I also enjoy drinking tea at home, especially during the colder winter months. Aldi has recently started coming out with a biscuit and salted caramel flavoured tea, and those are my new favourite obsessions. I love those so much. Where am I at with the questions? Number 7. What is your favourite quote that inspires you or moves you in some way? This I struggled to think of. A quote that has stood out to me that I've been told recently was from one of my therapists, actually. And it was, go with the plan, not the mood. Because as someone who suffers from depression and anxiety, often I let my mood control my behaviours, and I try my best, and I'm trying to learn to not allow that to happen as much. And the idea of going with the plan rather than the mood, so no matter how I'm feeling, go with what I've planned out rather than how I'm actually feeling, is something that I am striving to do. It's still a struggle and I'm still learning this, but that is a quote that has definitely stuck with me. Question 8. What is my favourite colouring style? Detailed, simple, colour by number, cute, horror, etc. I don't necessarily have a specific favourite colouring style. I like a variety of colouring styles, and that's probably... I can't think of the words. The fact that I like a variety is my colouring style, I would say, because I like the sweet and simple and cutesy illustration styles by people like Camelia Injakova, Morgan O'Brien, Lulu Mayo. I also love more detailed pictures like the mythographics. There's a variety of styles I like. It usually depends on my mood. If I'm feeling tired and it's been a long day, then I love colour by numbers to relax and sort of de-stress and not necessarily think so much about what I'm colouring. But I would say my favourite pages that I colour are mythographic ones. So I like the sort of detailed but not overwhelmingly detailed that I struggle to think of colour palettes. I like the image to be at least clear of what's going on. So Joseph Kattenbang and Fabiana Arsenazio are my favourite mythographic artists for that reason. Question 9. What is your favourite book genre? Probably fantasy. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, always have been since I was a child. When I was little, I was a big reader. I used to read pretty much every day. I don't do it so much anymore. I just don't find myself having the time. But when I was younger, I would read the Harry Potter series, finish book 7 and start with book 1 all over again, and I would just repeat it over and over. Those were my favourite books. I also loved the Hunger Games books. Those are some of my favourites as well. But yeah, I just don't find myself having the time to read at the moment. Question 10. What is my favourite movie? One I could watch over and over again. My favourite movie is About Time. It's a rom-com. It's got Rachel McAdams and Domhnall Gleeson in it, and I don't know what it is about it, but it's just my favourite. It's a comfort movie. It's something that I could watch any time of year. I cry at the end every time. It's just my favourite. It's a love story about a guy who can time travel and sort of their love connection that way. I also love Love Actually and The Holiday. Those are both Christmas movies, but I could watch them any time of year. Those are my two other favourites. And as I said with the book question, I also love Harry Potter. I could watch all of those movies over and over again, and I have done. Question 11. What are my favourite pizza toppings? So when making a pizza of choice, I always have got to have peppers and tomatoes on it as sort of like the base, and then I like some sort of meat, whether that be pepperoni, ham, chicken. That's sort of my favourite. If I was ordering from Domino's, I'd go for a Texas barbecue or a Hawaiian, depending on my mood. Number 12, what is my favourite song that moves you, can move you emotionally or physically? My favourite song of all time is I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. I used to listen to it when I was sad and it would cheer me up. I just love that song. I'm not a big music person. I'm definitely not someone who listens to the current charts or anything like that. I'm much more of a noughties and early 2010s sort of music genre. Those are my favourite songs. Question 13, what's your favourite scent? I don't necessarily have a favourite scent. I like fruity scents, I like some florally scents. The perfume that I wear is Daisy by Marc Jacobs. That's my favourite perfume scent that I found. But I also like some weird scents, like, this is specific, but I love the smell of fried onions and beef mince. It's it's a bit odd, but I don't know what it is, but I love that smell. I love the smell of freshly baked bread. Oh, that is so good. And I love the smell of the sea. That's one of my favourite smells as well. Number 14, what is my favourite character in a movie or TV series and why? I'm struggling to think of a favourite character. I think I'll just pick a series and pick my favourite character from that. That might be easier for me to answer. So my favourite character from Harry Potter is Hermione in the books and Luna Lovegood in the films. If you know, you know. Hermione in the books and the films is very different. I just much prefer what they did with her character in the books. I also love her in the films, but Luna Lovegood is my favourite in the films. So those are two of my favourite characters. Question 15, what is your favourite way to pamper yourself? I think it would definitely be treating myself to a few new colouring books and placing an order on Amazon or Lyrica, Amazon Japan, Aladdin. That is something that I do when I'm feeling down or feeling like I need a treat in my life. I will place an order of a few books, and opening them after receiving them in the post is one of my favourite things to do. Number 16, what is my favourite room in the house? Probably the room that I colour in, or my bedroom, because I enjoy sleeping. I love a good nap. I like my sleep. And yeah, those two rooms are the most relaxing for me. Number 17, what is your favourite fictional world? That has to be Hogwarts from Harry Potter. I just feel like any fan of Harry Potter would agree on that front that Hogwarts is the best fictional world. Number 18, what is my favourite takeout or delivery? Probably a Chinese. I love a chicken chow mein. It's very basic, but that is my favourite. And yeah, majority of the times that we have delivery here, it's usually Chinese that we get delivered. We like to make our own pizza rather than buy it. But yeah, sometimes we'll treat ourselves to a Domino's. Question 19, what is my favourite flower? That has to be a lily. They are my favourite of all time, have been for years. I don't know why, they just are. Question 20, what is my favourite place to wander? Can be indoors or outdoors. Probably a indoors location. I'm not a big fan of the outside, although I don't mind wandering around outside, but I'd much rather wander inside, like a shop, a bookshop, an art shop, looking around at art supplies. I like looking for puzzles and things like that. Those are my favourite places to wander. Question 21, what is my favourite relationship advice? I'm currently not in a relationship right now. I am single. so that will affect this question and the next one. But I think the most important thing with relationships is communication. It's definitely something that I've struggled with in my previous relationship and probably led to some of the breakdown of it, but it's over. It's fine. I'm fine. And I think being with your best friend is such a important part. My parents are definitely best friends, and they've been married for 28 years now. Yeah, 28 years. So that's definitely an important thing. Question 22. What is your favourite thing you share with your significant other? I am going to skip that question, as well as question 23. What is your favourite thing to do to annoy a significant other? I don't have one right now, so I will skip that. Question 24. What is my favourite indulgence? It can be anything that strikes your fancy. Probably going back to question 15, favourite way to pamper myself, and I would like to indulge myself on colouring books. When I'm feeling very indulgent, I will get a new set of colouring pencils. I have quite a limited set of colouring pencils, so to get a new one for me is quite the indulgence. And question 25. What is my favourite thing to do on my channel? That definitely has to be completed pages videos and colouring book collection videos. I love looking through the pages I've coloured and talking about them, sharing more details with you all. I also really enjoy filming and preparing the colouring page collection videos. Like I did a spring one, an Easter one, a mermaid one. They're not necessarily the most popular videos on my channel, but they are ones that I really enjoy making, so I will continue to make them, because when I set out to make this channel, I wanted to do it for myself, not necessarily to grow, earn money from it, anything like that. I just wanted to do it to share my passion with everyone here. So the views and the numbers like that, they don't necessarily hold much to me. Obviously, it means the world when I get a lot of views for a video, but my colouring page suggestion videos don't necessarily receive the most views, and that's okay. Not every video has to be your most successful one. You definitely seem to prefer the colouring book collection, hauls and complete pages videos, which I think is the same across every channel out there. But I feel like this is a good point to flip it to you guys. What is your favourite thing for me to do on my channel, and what is something that you would like to see on my channel? I know a lot of you have requested colour alongs, and so this is my first attempt at doing a sort of colour along. I decided to go simple and just do a speed colour for this one, but I have a few ideas of colour alongs in the future. I'm thinking of doing a how I colour my Disney colour by number books. If that is something that would interest you, let me know what books or styles of colour alongs you would like to see, and I think I'll try and experiment in creating those kind of videos for you later this month. And yeah, this is bringing it to the end of all of the questions and to the end of my colour along. I will end the voiceover here and come back to you from past Jess, who is doing the outro for this video.
So here is the finished page. I hope you enjoyed listening to my answers for the 25 questions provided by Wendy from Jazzy Doodle Designs. I have tagged the ladies in the description. That is Amie from Amie Ward Art, Zoe from Addicted to Colouring, and Jordy from Jordy Colours. I would love to see what you create. If anyone else wants to create something using this hashtag, please feel free to use me as your tag. I would tag everyone if I could. Let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see more videos like this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye everyone.